Okay, I think we are ready to start. Okay, great. Before we start, I'll give a bit of an introduction about myself. Again, before we start, thank you, Bilal and Aisha, for inviting me on. I'm really excited to give this workshop. Introduction about myself. I am Malek Farag. I have over 5 years experience as a software engineer and user experience designer. I am the lead product designer at Arlinear.com. In today's workshop, I'll be showing all of you how to leverage AI to be more efficient in your classrooms. By the end of this workshop, you guys will have a good understanding about how to create a quiz using AI, using this AI tool, Arlinear, how to share the quiz online with students, and how to view your students' grades after they've completed the quiz. Is there any questions or anything like that? Again, there'll be a Q&A at the end, so if there's any questions you guys may have, you guys can ask it at the end, or you can feel free to raise your hand and stop me at any time. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Okay, great. I will actually send everybody the link to this tool. You guys can actually, go along with me and build quizzes with me if you guys like, or you guys can sit back and relax and just watch. It's really up to you. So I've added the link inside the public chat. So let me give you a bit of introduction on how this tool works. Essentially, what you're going to do is, what this tool helps you to do is to create quizzes instantly just by asking the assistant below over here. And then you can also share the quiz with students online by clicking the share button. And then you can also view the grades. You can view your student submissions and then view the grades that were graded automatically. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our first quiz. We're going to go to our library over here. Just so everybody kind of understands the premise of this, I created a Pakistan trivia quiz since I know you guys are based out in Pakistan. I created this entire quiz, this trivia quiz, simply by asking this assistant over here, please write me a quiz, a trivia quiz, a 5-question trivia quiz on Pakistan. And then it created this over here. I can actually do that again for you. I will do a trivia quiz first, just to show you guys the concept of creating quizzes using AI. And then we'll move on to more specialized topics like English and mathematics. I know that's what the majority of the people here are here to see. So I'll ask something like, write me a quiz, write me a trivia quiz about Pakistan. Make it 5 questions long. Then you hit enter, and now this little robot will be thinking, and it will generate a quiz for you based on what you asked it. So you could ask it about anything. You could ask it about Pakistan, you could ask it about football, you could ask it about historical events, you could ask it about anything. You could ask about English, mathematics, anything. But in this case, we created a trivia quiz about Pakistan. Then you click add to quiz. And just like that, you create an entire quiz in seconds. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and
Malik, can you zoom it a bit more? Because a lot of people are here using mobile and they will be having, it's pretty much, I think it's great. It's great. Thank you, Malik. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No worries at all. No worries at all. We need people to see, right? If they can't read, it's not very helpful. Can everybody read?
Thanks, man.
Can everybody read it in the chat? Can everybody see this? Okay, great. So yeah, the first question is, what's the capital city of Pakistan? Which river is considered the lifeline of Pakistan? And it actually gives you relevant results. So it's a very smart AI. It understands what you ask it, and will give you relevant questions based on what you asked it. So this is just a proof of concept. We just created a quiz on Pakistan. Let's create an actual quiz on, let's say, an English quiz. So we'll name this English quiz. Do English grammar quiz. Let's do that. Okay, great. So let's create a quiz, say about generate a simple question about identifying nouns in a sentence. So it's a simple grammar question about identifying nouns in a sentence. You can ask it to create one question, or you can ask it to create an entire quiz. It's really up to you. You can ask it to do anything you want. You can ask it to create 50 questions if you want to make a giant exam. It's really up to you. So I asked the assistant, generate a simple question about identifying nouns in a sentence, and then it gave me this answer over here, or it gave me this question. Identify the nouns in the following sentence. The dog chased the ball in the park. So this is something that you could give your students, right? And they would have to identify the nouns in the sentence. Okay, great. Let's try something else. We'll ask it to create a quiz that tests the understanding of adjectives. Make three questions. It's really as simple as that. You can ask it to write anything, and it will do just that for you. Which of the following is an adjective? Choose the adjective in a sentence. Which sentence uses an adjective correctly? Not only this, if you ask it to create questions, it will create questions for you, but you can also follow up and ask it to make a more difficult question, or ask to make more questions similar to this. So, for example, if I wanted to follow up and say, can you make these questions harder? They are for my 4th grade class, my 4th grade students. It will create these questions at a 4th grade level. I'm reading it from Maria. Do we need to double check the AI generated questions using human abilities? What do you mean by that, by human abilities exactly? Do we need to double check? I'm reading Maria's question. Do we need to double check the AI generated quizzes using human abilities? She is typing again. So I'll give her the chance to ask the question, and then we'll move on to mathematics. And can I double check it using my abilities in case of an error? I see. So do you mean if you think this might be wrong, just in case? If you believe that this is wrong, so say that say for example that this is completely wrong, you can click edit question over here, and then you're in manual mode where you can manually change questions. But most of the time, 99% of the time, this AI generator will get things correctly. Every now and then it will get something wrong, but that's a 1% chance that it might happen. That's just how the technology is. So I would not worry about it too much. But again, if you need to make manual edits to your quiz, you just hit edit quiz, you find your sentence, you find your question, and then say that this was the correct answer. You can make this the correct answer instead of, you can make B the correct answer instead of A. I hope that answers your question. So again, just so everybody's clear on this, you're able to generate questions automatically using this AI assistant at the bottom. Again, you could do a simple English question. Anything like this would work. You could write a simple English question for my 10th grade students about, I don't know, World War II. It could be anything like that. And when you want to, and if you want to edit things manually, you're able to go over here and add things manually. So identify the nouns in a sentence. You can write whatever you want over here. Okay, great. I think everyone's on the same page. Again, if there's any questions, please feel free to stop me and put it into the public chat. So this is us. We just created our first English grammar quiz. We're here. Just since we're on the topic of creating quizzes, we'll actually create a math quiz, since most of us, or a lot of us here, are mathematics teachers. So we will do, okay, great. So we could do something like create a 5-question math test about fractions. For example, if your students are dealing with negative numbers, you can let the AI assistant know that. So I'm writing, create a 5-question math test about fractions. Focus on negative numbers and fractions. My students are struggling with that. So if there's something that your students are struggling with, or you want to focus on a certain topic within the quiz, you just have to let the AI assistant know, and they will generate it for you. So I'm asking it to create a math test about fractions, focus on negative numbers. Simplify the fraction. Sometimes math things will take a second to load. There's a lot of things going on in the back end, so just give it some time to load. We could make this quiz make these questions multiple choice. So if you don't want to have your students type in the actual maths, you can actually make them do it in, okay, it's being weird. Let's try this again. Create a 5-question math test about fractions. Focus on negative numbers. My students are struggling with that. Make the questions multiple choice. Okay, great. Now it is generating math questions about fractions, mainly about negative numbers. First one is, what is the result of -3 out of 4 plus half? Again, these are all relevant questions that we can add to our quiz right now. Great, I see Aisha has raised her hand.
Yes, Malik, I wanted to ask one question. That I have used the app Quizzes, in which games can play that can quizzes for teachers, for students as well, where number of quizzes we can generate as well, and there are we can find out according to the topics different quizzes. So is it the same thing which quizzes I already have used in the class?
Sorry,
Quizzes,
can you,
the name of quizzes. If you talk about the quizzes, find in the search bar, then we got a quizzes site from where we can use and play a game of quizzes based on different topics. Like I am a chemistry person, so I use different chemistry concepts, and we got some quizzes which appear to us or accordingly. We can generate our own quiz as well. But is it the same quizzes? Which it is the same, that one which I already have used it?
Okay, so from what I understand in your question,
With the name of quizzes, if you search in search bar with the name of quizzes, we will have the sum of the questions in quizzes. Quiz is already generated.
May I interject, please, with your permission, Malek?
Yes.
Sorry?
Mr. Malek,
Yes?
may I interject with your permission?
Yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
Actually, she's asking what is the difference between that application and this AR linear application.
I see, okay. I'm not very familiar with that application. It's called Quiz Maker. What is it called?
Quizzes.
Yeah, I'm not totally familiar with that one. Yeah, it's possible that they used a similar AI on the back end that creates quizzes in a similar way. There are other tools like that does exist, but in this workshop we'll be focusing on Arlinear specifically.
Yes. So, Malek, what I captured from this, it depends on your question. It find resource and create the quiz, and also give answers.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So it is somewhat like personalized testing system. You find, or you make test according to the needs of the student. If you are very specific about the need of your student, and you give that instruction to the this tool AR Linear, it will make test accordingly and find resource on its own. You don't have to go to any other application and combine them together, right?
That's exactly right. The backend system, what it does, it goes through the internet, finds relevant resources, and then imports them into this quiz for you. So you don't have to go online and find PDFs and find different quizzes and stuff like that you need. You just need to ask it exactly what you want, and it will create that quiz for you. So that was really well put.
Okay.
Okay. Muhammad has
Thank
raised
you.
his hand. Thank you. Okay, Muhammad has raised his hand. Do you have a question, Muhammad?
Yes, Mohammed?
So my question is actually related to, you know how ChatGPT has it's a similar AI. It has a restriction that it is only up to date on data up to 2021. Is there a similar restriction with this, or is it up to date?
That's a great question. Yes, right now, the current model that we're using has only training data for 2021. So anything past 2021, they will not have that information. We're on a wait list to get a up-to-date version of this. So within the next few months, you'll be able to ask it about current events, create quizzes about things that happened last week. You should be able to do that within a couple months. But as of right now, we only have data up to 2021.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I thought that would be the case. Anyway, so I had another question. Is it alright if I ask it? Or...
Yeah, for sure. Ask it. No problem.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So I wanted. So this is actually, it's trained on data, so it's extracting questions from there. Is it possible to, get it to generate questions based on some form? Some like you input some document and you tell it to create questions from that.
Yes, you're able to do that, although you're not able to upload the document as of now. So that's something that we're working on. It should be out within the next few weeks, where you're able to upload a PDF over here. You're able to drag and drop a PDF and say, create a quiz on this document, for example. You should be able to do that, but not now.
Right.
It will be done in a few weeks. But what you can do is say that you have a document. Say that you have a, let me see, third grade math curriculum PDF. This is the Canadian curriculum. I'll grab the grade 1. So say that you guys have a curriculum. You guys could grab all of this, copy and paste this into the tool, and say, create a 10-question quiz on this curriculum, skills in mathematics. Okay, so let's do this. Let's use this curriculum. Again, right now, you're only able to copy and paste a PDF into this. You're not actually able to upload it. That's something that we're currently working on. You'll add this into it. In the context of strand A, what does SEL stand for? Which is exactly what we had over here. We ask for social emotional learning, skills in mathematics. So again, for now, if you do have a PDF, you can just copy and paste the text within the PDF into the tool, and it should work just fine. It should work the same. But we are working on upload a PDF, generate a quiz from a PDF feature right now. Okay, great.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I just sorry, one more follow-up question on this. Is there any maximum limit to how much text you can put in a single question, in a single prompt?
As of right now, there is absolutely no limit, which is not great for us because it does get expensive. But yeah, but for right now, you guys can go as much as you want. You guys can create 100 questions if you guys like. But there will be restrictions put in the future, just so we don't blow up the system.
Right. Okay, thank you.
I see that we only have around 20 minutes of time left, so I'm actually going to go ahead and move on to the next section of this. So we just created our quizzes. So we created a few quizzes here. We have our math quiz, we have an English grammar quiz, and then we have a Pakistan trivia quiz. So let's use the English grammar quiz as the one that we're going to share. So sharing quizzes is extremely easy in Arlinear. It's very similar to Google Docs. All you have to do is click share quiz and change who can take this quiz from nobody to anyone, and then you copy the link. You paste that link, and you are now you have a completely hosted quiz that students can take. So they should log in with an email. So I'm going to use my email, malek@arlinear.com, and I'm going to start the quiz. So I can write anything over here. I'm going to take this quiz really quick, identify the nouns in the following sentence: dog, ball, park, and I'm just going to answer these randomly. What is the synonym of happy? We will say joyful. We will submit this quiz, and that's all it takes. So if you want to share your quiz with a student, all you have to do is change this from nobody to anyone, and then copy the link and then send it. If you guys want to take this quiz right now, I'm actually going to paste it into the chat, and then we can view everybody's answers if you guys want. So that's how easy it is to share a quiz. If you don't want to share it online, you can always export it as a PDF, or you can print it. So I'm going to export it as a PDF. So this is the PDF document that we just generated. And it includes all of our questions that we had in the original quiz. So again, you can share quizzes online via share link, or you can export it as a PDF or print it, or print it on paper. Great. So we just submitted this quiz. Let's go see my grades. Let's go see how I did. I only got 60%. So as you can see, you could identify students from their email. I used malek@arlinear.com. And now I'm gonna look at my grades. So question 1, identify the nouns. I used dog, ball, and park. That was correct. This one is correct. Correct and correct. Great. Again, all quizzes that are taken online on this platform, on arlinear.com, are automatically graded. So you will never have to grade again. Say, for example, you have a short answer type question, a question that requires more writing. It will give students feedback on the writing that they had. See, Anissa asked the question: is it generating 5-question quiz on auto? How to increase the number of questions, please? That's a great question. We can answer that question right now. So Anissa's asking if the robot is creating 5 questions on its own, and how do we increase the number of questions? So say I wanted to create a quiz on I don't know, World War II. You could ask it to create 10 questions. You could ask it to create 20 questions. You could ask it to create 1 question. In this case, I'll ask it to create 8 questions. It should be 8 questions long. So again, to answer your question, all you have to do is tell the assistant how many questions do you want. If you don't say anything, it'll default to around 10 questions. Now this should create 8 questions. This should create 8 questions about World War II over here. I hope that answers your question, Anissa. Let's see, Aisha said one best thing that we can use is we can use our text and it will create it for us. Yeah, again, if you have a PDF document or any kind of document, you can just copy and paste the text into here, and it should work as if you uploaded it.
Malik, one best thing from your website, which I have noted, and after using so many websites, that you have given us this option that we can put our own whole of the text in PDF and whatever we use the document over there, and it is going to create the quizzes for us. So this is a very best tool for us, because in a very limited and shortlisted time, we can get all of those questions for us. Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, just to reiterate again, like if you have a PDF document, say like a project outline or a assignment outline, you can, or even a lesson plan. Say that you have a lesson plan, you could toss the entire lesson plan into here, and it will create a quiz based around that lesson plan.
Good one.
So there's a lot of ways you can use this tool. It's really up to your imagination. I think that's the best thing about this tool, is you can use it however much you want.
Yes. I agreed.
Okay, great. I'm gonna do one more quiz just to show the automatic grading capabilities of this, because I think that's one of the best things about this tool, is the automatic grading capabilities. Here, write me an essay type. Here, write me a question about the human digestive system for 6th graders. Also, if you mess up the spelling, it will understand that you messed up the spelling, so don't worry too much about that. And I will ask it to make it a short answer question. So right now, I'm going to create a short answer question. I'm going to open the short answer question. I'm going to take this quiz. What is the main function of the human digestive system? That's a perfect question. So I'm going to take this quiz, and I'm going to give a good answer, and I'm going to give a bad answer. And then we're going to see how the tool grades this answer. We'll do the science quiz. Is that okay? Malek.com. What is the main function of the human digestive system? It is to absorb energy from the food that we consume. That's a good answer in my opinion. So to absorb energy from the food that we consume. Now we'll take this quiz again. If this happens, just reload the page. And I will use Malek2 at Arlinear.com. So now I'm going to give it a bad answer. So maybe I will do something like, maybe I'll give it a wrong answer. So what is the main function of the human digestive system? Is to store food in the stomach, for example. That's a bad answer. Now let's go check how the system graded our thing over here. So what is the main function of the human digestive system? To absorb energy from the food that we consume. And it gave us an 80% score on this. And the feedback that our students got was, your answer is partially correct. The main function of the human digestive system is to break down food into nutrients, which the body uses for energy, growth, and cell repair. Absorbing energy from food is one aspect of this process. I see a question right there. I will answer that in a second, and then I'll show this. If you give a bad answer to store food in the stomach, it'll give you a bad score, and it will give you feedback. The main function of the human digestive system, blah, 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 blah. Again, depending on the question, it will give you different kinds of feedback. Right now, I'm going to take this opportunity just to look at some questions that we have. So I went through the Arlinear API document and had questions related to that. See what there is. Pre-built view component for quizzes. Okay, Mohammed, that's a question that you could send to me over email. This is mainly, we're not really talking too much about the API here. That's more of a business use case as opposed to teachers. So I'll send you my email over here, and you can send me an email about that. Yeah, I put the email in the chat, so feel free to send me an email about that, and I'll get back to you on that. Okay, Amir, can we create quizzes in other languages, Urdu, Arabic, etc.? Yes, you can. And I do not have an Arabic keyboard, so I will use Google Translate. So say that I want to create a quiz in Arabic, which you totally can. And you can create it in Urdu, you can create it in French, you can create it in Spanish, in any language that you want. So I will use Arabic here. I will do create a trivia quiz about, let's say, the Roman Empire. And this will translate it for me. So when I ask so I'll do Arabic quiz. And now when I copy and paste this into the assistant, just like magic, it understands that you're writing in Arabic, and it's going to create quizzes in Arabic for you. Again, this works in Urdu, this works in Korean, this works in Japanese, this works in English, this works in Spanish. There's a full list of languages that we support on our website. I'll actually send it into the chat if you guys want to have a look. I confess I'm not the greatest in Arabic, so maybe you guys can validate this. Maybe I'll make it a bit bigger so people can read. I've added the languages that we support into the chat. The most supported languages we have is English, Spanish, French, German, Portuguese, Italian, Dutch, Russian, Arabic, and Chinese. Those are the most supported languages we have. And just like that, we created a quiz entirely in Arabic. Not only that, the automatic grading also works in Arabic as well. So it works in all languages. Great question, Amir. Okay, great. We actually covered all of the topics. So now you guys know how to generate a quiz using AI, how to share the quiz either by printing it or exporting it as a PDF, or sharing the quiz online. And then we also learned how to view the grades of students after they completed the quiz. This tool can also generate images, has multiple choice options. Yeah, Talha, to answer your question, that's something that we have planned down the road. So right now, our AI can only generate text. It does not generate images. But what you can do is say that I want to add an image to, let's go to this quiz over here. Let's go to the science quiz. A multiple choice quiz about the digestive system, or no, multiple choice question. So I will show you how to add images as options for your multiple choice questions. I'll do that right now. Okay. So here's a good question. Which of the following organisms is responsible for breaking down food into smaller particles for easier digestion? So let's add images to these options. So we're going to hit edit quiz. So again, this view is manually editing the quiz. You are not generating things here anymore. You are manually editing things. So now let's look up a picture of a liver. We'll take this and I will copy this image. This image might be a bit better. I'll copy this image. So now that I've right-clicked and copied, all I have to do is right-click and then paste, and it will add it into my quiz over here. I can do the same thing for lungs, and it's really that easy to add images into your quiz. So I'll do this for the rest as well, and then I'll show you how it looks on the Take quiz page. So we'll do kidneys. So we've added this into our quiz. Let's share the quiz once again, and we will try this out. So we go over here, we'll do Malek 3, Arlinear. So now you see, which of the following organs is responsible for breaking down food into smaller particles for easier digestion? You have the liver with an image. You can either choose this, lungs, kidneys, or the stomach. You should be able to size these down. Okay, yeah, they do seem to be a bit big sometimes, but yeah, you are able to add images into your quizzes using the manual build option. So right now I'm previewing the quiz, and then I can manually edit the quiz by clicking this button on the top right over here. Okay, Bilal asked a question. So if we put any kind of curriculum of any country, it will generate questions according to that curriculum, right? That is absolutely right. So any curriculum any text that you add in, so say that you add a curriculum for third graders about math for kids in Pakistan. If you copy that text into this box over here and then ask it to create a quiz, it will do just that. It will create a quiz for third graders in Pakistan according to that curriculum. Burqan asks, can this tool process Roman Urdu and generate questions accordingly? Roman Urdu? Maybe. Do you have some, do you want to type in some Roman Urdu into the chat and I can try it out? We could do a Roman Urdu quiz. Aisha asks, can we use this application for mobile? Unfortunately, no, you cannot build quizzes from mobile. but you can take quizzes. So if you have a classroom with students who all have mobile devices, you can create this quiz on your desktop, and then they can take the quiz on mobile. But you cannot build quizzes on mobile. So let's try Google Translate, and let's see if Roman Urdu works. Let's see. I don't know if there's you try regular Urdu. Furqan, this is the moment of truth. Let's see if it works. I asked it to create a simple Urdu grammar quiz, and it created a question. Okay, let's see. Let's try what Furqan wrote over here. Before we leave, because I know we only have a few minutes left, over 10 kilometers to meters. Yes, I'm not sure if this worked. I think it confused the robot. Yeah, it's making a quiz on HTML. So there's some things maybe Roman Urdu will not work, unfortunately. Okay, before we sign off, I'm gonna show you guys one more thing that you guys can do with the tool, and it's a thing called practice mode. So this allows students to get instant feedback on their quizzes. So what practice mode does, when you turn on practice mode, it does not record the grades of students. It allows them to take the quiz as many times as they want. And if you have this button over here that says infinite questions turned on, at the end of the quiz, you can hit a button that says keep practicing, and the quiz will automatically generate new questions as practice material. So they can continue practicing whatever questions your quiz was about. So for example, this science quiz is about the human digestive system. So say for example is to absorb food. Right now I'm on a practice quiz. I can do check answer, and I can get instant feedback on my answers using practice mode. Answer is partially correct, the main function, Say that I complete the quiz over here. I end the quiz. On practice mode, I can either try again, or I can keep practicing with new questions. So for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to click keep practicing with new questions. And now it's going to create more questions like my science quiz over here automatically. So you do not have to set this up at all. You just have to click infinite questions, and now your students have unlimited practice material. What is the primary role of the circulatory system? And this is roughly the same thing. So they can continue doing this. I type in submit, next. It will create another question. Okay. After making quizzes, Aisha asks, after making quizzes, can this site keep my data saved? Absolutely. So this is the library. This is your library of quizzes. So all of the quizzes we created today are saved over here in this library page. There's a settings page here as well, but there's not much there. I would go to the library page, and you can view all of your students' grades. You can view all of the recently built quizzes. You can also create a folder. So for example, you can rename this to, I don't know, international languages. And then we can throw our Urdu quiz in there. We can throw our Arabic quiz in there. English grammar quiz. And you can manage all of your saved quizzes from there. Okay, great. Let me check my notes. It looks like we covered about everything today. Yeah, so again, we created quizzes using the AI assistant. We shared the quizzes using the share link button. And we've also took the quiz and viewed our grades from the quiz that we took. Again, if you want to view your grades, all you have to do is click on your quiz. So I'm clicking on science quiz over here. This is the science quiz that we did earlier. If I click over here, you can view your student submissions. What is the main function? And you can see their feedback. So that's how you manage all of your quizzes and data. Okay, great. yeah, that is about everything with Arlinear. Does anyone have any more questions? I knew we had some great questions about building quizzes in other languages. Again, just to reiterate, you can create quizzes on any topic that you like. Not just math, not just science, not just history, not just... You could create quizzes about historical events, you could create quizzes about architecture, you could create quizzes about sport, you can create quizzes about entertainment, about anything that you like. Anything that you could think of, as long as you ask the assistant, you can create a quiz on that. Furqan asks, is there any limit in terms of number of quizzes that any user can create? Right now, it is totally free, but there will be restrictions for free accounts later down the line. But as of right now, you can create unlimited quizzes, you can create unlimited questions, 100% for free. All I ask is that please leave us some feedback. If you are on the quiz builder and you find something that could be improved or something that doesn't make any sense, you can click this live chat tool in the bottom right and you can talk to me directly. So this is a direct line to, and again, if you have any issues with the site, you can either email me or you can talk to this live chat tool. Please feel free to ask any questions. We only have a few minutes left, and then we will wrap up the call. Salam Sabi, are you gonna talk? You gonna ask a question?
Yes. Can I ask a question? My name is Sabi Salahuddin. Okay. I'm Sabi Salahuddin, and Malik, thank you very, very much. It has really been undoubtedly a very interesting session in which you have elaborated everything in detail. Now, to my mind, most powerful online tool is Quillenzy, which generates questions and notes and quizzes. Now, the question put forth to you is that what makes it the most powerful tool when it comes to comparison with other tools used internationally, with particular emphasis to information, retention, learner engagement, and training participation. The only one of its kind, the tool, the most modern tool. Could you kindly comment on this? Thank you.
Yes, I'm not too familiar with Quizeasy. I'm on their website right now. It sounds like they have something similar to us. I would really have to play around with the tool and see how it works if I could give an accurate comment. I'm not too sure.
Malik, sorry to interrupt you. I have used that quizzes, but not very similar. But you have given us a very good applications how we can use our own creation and all that, and we can impart and we can put the images as well in your in your website. I will definitely use it, and I will give you the feedback after using this. And if I feel any kind of issue in creating the quizzes or any problem in making the quizzes, then definitely I will let you know. In your email address, I thought this is your website or email address, I don't know. How will I contact you while I am using this application? I'm very fond of it. I'm very happy that you have given us very good kind of quizzes. So in order to keep my learners in my mind, I definitely would like to implement all of these, your website and all of these quizzes criteria in my upcoming lessons to plan.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yes, again, to answer your question, if you need to mail me or if you need to contact me, feel free to contact me at malik@arlinear.com. I've added the email into the chat. Again, if you want a quicker response, you could always type into this live chat tool, and I will get a message directly on my cell phone. So if you type into here, you can have a direct line to me.
Thank you very much, Bilal. So if audience have any question, please ask. If you have any question, 1 more minute for a question. Then
Ma'am, Mohammed had raised hand, but
Mohammed, unmute yourself. And
someone was asking about our API as well. We're not going to be talking too much about the API. That's a very technical thing, in my opinion. So Mohammed, feel free to email that to me, and we can get in contact for that.
Yeah, I already sent it actually. So.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. Is there anyone else that has a question before we end the session today? Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I have the email in the chat. I'm very happy to talk at any time. And if there's anything that you would like to see in the application, please let me know. We're working every day to make adjustments based on feedback from teachers. So if you have an idea on how to make the quiz application better, please let me know. I'm happy to hear.
Okay, thank you very much, Malek. We all, team TutorBees, Bilal, Lubab Fatma, Asya Khabar, we all would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to you for sharing your valuable insights and giving us that wonderful tool. I think Rubab wants to say something. Yes, Rubab?
No, I just wanted to thank you, Malek, for a very informative session, and I'm sure that our tutors will use this tool and will try to get maximum value out of it. And I just wanted to ask, is there a simpler way to get started, Malek, if you can guide our tutors on that?
On how to create an account?
Yeah, how to create an account, and what is the fastest way to do that?
Of course, yeah, no problem. I'll show it to you right now, actually. Let me share my screen once again. Yes, again, if you want to create an account, I will send you the link inside of the chat. It's right here. Thank you, Arlene. Here is the link to log in. By far, the easiest way to log in is either with your Google account or your Facebook account. If you do not have a Gmail account or a Facebook account, you can log in with any email over here. But just to be quick, I'm going to sign in with my Gmail account. Just like that, you are in Arlinear.
Sure. Thank you so much. This is very convenient. And is there any limit on the free account? That, how much can a tutor use it, or how many quizzes can they make, or any such limitation on the free account?
As of right now, you can create unlimited amount of quizzes and questions. So there is absolutely no limit to this tool, and it's completely free. In the future, we're going to be adding paid versions of this. So I would take advantage of this while it's free. And while you don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I would encourage everyone to take advantage of this while it's free and give their valuable feedback in improving this tool also. That would be very helpful for you.
Yes. Since we are a pretty small company, any feedback is taken very seriously. So if you want to see a feature, like for example, someone asked if you're able to upload documents to create a quiz with an uploaded document. That's something that we heard from users and that we're going to be adding into the tool.
Yeah.
So your feedback is very important. If you can give us feedback, we can improve the tool even further and make it even easier for you.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rubab.
Thank you, Malek. It was a brilliant session, and I promise you that we will promote your platform for sure.
Amazing. Barakallah feek, Bilal.
Thank you very much, Malek. Thank you very much. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Oh.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Malek.
Okay,
Thank you everyone for
everyone.
joining. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Everyone have a good day.
Allah Hafiz.
Have a good day.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz. All the best.
Hafiz.